Good morning or afternoon or whenever you decide to start viewing this, like I always say. This one's going to be unscripted, and so I may ramble on a little bit. There's going to be a lot of really quick, jumpy cuts. I'm sorry. Now, before I go into what this video actually is, if you haven't already figured it out by the title anyway, there's two reasons why I am doing this. One reason is because, well, ironically enough, everybody's doing it. But more specifically to that point is that everybody has a story regarding fair use, and, well, so do I, and I'll get to that in a moment. But the other reason I'm doing this video is that I'm about to provoke a reaction, likely, from a large institution, and they're known in my area for being very litigious. And so, yeah. So I'll need to, I'll need to talk about fair use before then, because, well, I'll leave that for the next video. So anyway, today I'm asking, well, where's the fair use? Because, well, where's the fair use? And my story regarding the farcically broken copyright system that exists with YouTube today. The first real thing that I ever really got from this was when I was doing the more stupid kind of videos where I was just hitting things with a baseball bat, sometimes with my brother, out in the backyard. It's literally that direction from this room. But anyway, so I wanted to get back to hitting things specifically with the baseball bat in that backyard, and I wanted to sort of do the quick video with the an upshot with the metal bat coming from below the frame up, and this was supposed to be with the music "Thus Spake Zarathustra," if I'm pretty sure I'm not saying that right. And that piece of music is actually pretty old, and it's well respected, definitely, but it's pretty old and really should be in public domain by now. But for some reason, there's this music group called WMG, and the video got struck down immediately. I mean, I was sitting in the Boise State Student Union building. I'm currently not a student, but I was just hanging out there because it's a nice, quiet place to do work. So I was sitting in there, uploading the video, and immediately I get on my WTFU email saying, "Oh, you can't do that. No, because that is a piece from the 2001 Space Odyssey soundtrack." Well, no, it's older than that. And the thing is, the thing scared me half to death, though. Like, this big music group coming down on me for that, and immediately for it. So I was really scared. And so I couldn't think of much else to do other than just simply remove the video, which the power of the video, the message of the video is now just dead. And the only other thing I could really think I could do was just, quickly in the last frames of that video, was the words, big bold letters, WMG sucks. And the thing had me so scared after the whole incident that I didn't do the video that was going to happen because of that. I just didn't do it and started doing other things after that. That the thing had me pretty scared. So that's my first story along with that. That really should not have happened with a really old piece of music. Then after a while, things are kind of quiet because usually, at the time, I usually didn't reference other work, at least as heavily. And I was still experimenting with the channel. I did 10, 12-minute long videos of very, very little. I'm sorry. my deepest apologies if somebody actually goes and views those videos. I leave them up just because, but I'm very sorry if you actually view those. But anyway, so I'm getting off track again. So, after a while, I decided to do sort of satire or just joking reaction video to different videos, because the whole reaction video stuff was really getting quite out of hand. Well, still is. I mean, Jinx is still a YouTuber. That means that means it's still pretty bad. Yeah, shots fired. So, and one of those reaction videos was literally going to be the Soviet anthem sung in Lithuanian, and it was done just to a slideshow. And I still use, the black Ashenka, but, and I say very terse things in very, barely passable Russian. I mean, I don't actually speak Russian all that well. I couldn't even come up with the word for 33. I can now, but, whatever. But anyway, I got almost an immediate copyright claim against the video. But what was weird about that one is that I got no email notice about it, no notice when I logged into YouTube, and it was actually a little while until I found it when it didn't allow it to be monetized. It was just this little tiny blue link talking about copyrights, and I'm like, oh, what the crap's going on there? And turns out the people that were claiming it were claiming for the wrong work. And how could you claim something like that if it's an anthem to a defunct government? I mean, really, how can you actually do that? So, yeah, and there was some French thing that they were claiming, and mine was in Lithuanian. And the work that I referenced was in Lithuanian. Okay. Now, what was weird about that one is that I didn't immediately fight it. I thought it was just going to go away, or just, leave it alone, I'm going to do other things kind of thing, and it kept on eating at me, so about a week and a half later, maybe, it may not have even been that much time, I decided I'm going to fight it. Because, well, that really shouldn't have happened. So, I fight it, and I made a video about it at the time, which, there's a story there. I made a video about it at the time, and I believed I said something like, I believed the claim to not be in good faith, and very, very soon after I did all of that, I get this really weird email saying that the claim expired. Huh? Those things are supposed to be up for 30 days if they don't respond, if the other party doesn't respond. And there we are, and there I was, there with that email saying that it had been released. I might even include a screenshot of it or something later if I remember. So, with the other bigger part of the story, continuing on, is that when I put in that video, I overlay it with some music that really captured the farce that I thought it was. The whole situation was. So, almost immediately with that, I think it was something like 20 minutes, I get this thing saying TuneCore, whoever they are, had put a copyright claim on that. It was for a piece of music that was Creative Commons attribution, which means that if I cite it correctly, and there are a few different ways, and I did one of the ways correctly, then they shouldn't be doing that. I'm complying with the license to that music. So I fought that one too. And then the same thing happened with the email where the claim expired. soon after. I forget how soon after that email was, but huh? Alright, so I'm pretty sure that this is a form letter, and nobody is paying attention to what the form letter actually says anymore. Which does not instill confidence with YouTube as far as their handling of all of this. And it's already been known that humans generally do not touch the copyright system on the other end. It's all automated. This is a fairly Google thing to do. But this whole thing means is that nobody is actually cognizant of what's going on. Nobody actually knows. And so it leads me to believe that this kind of thing could be abused actually pretty hardcore. And I go looking around on YouTube, and holy crap, it's being abused way beyond anything that could ever remotely be considered legal. And it's happening to a lot of people that I respect, admire, and people that I've even had brief email conversations with and whatnot. So, okay, why am I doing this whole YouTube thing again then? If they're, if they're just gonna completely crap on content creators like this, and by YouTube's own extreme negligence in this, makes them culpable, in my opinion, for a lot of what's going on. They are definitely involved in the abuse of people if they are not fixing this problem. Doug, the nostalgia critic, he puts it up, he puts it very well on how things are becoming very, very punitive when they really shouldn't be. And so that's all been fun. So now now I'm getting to the point where I have to double, triple check things before I even think about hitting that publish button when I'm uploading. Like, I gotta, double check that, the song in question is definitely in the Free Music Archive with the, Creative Commons, blah, 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 and the, content that I'm using. I gotta make sure, things I really shouldn't have to worry too much about, as long as I'm within the doctrine of fair use, comments and criticism and, that stuff, I should be fine. I really should be fine, especially with a lot of the stuff that I've been doing, I should be fine, but, that's in question now. What the heck, YouTube? This shouldn't be a question. Yes, you should be able to do fair use under the under the law. But that's not what happened. Sorry, had to do a little bit of a change of venue there. Anyway, back to my point, is that doing things under fair use doctrine should be fine. And really, this is not exactly a unique concept. It is definitely not a foreign concept. It is something that is fairly well universally recognized. Now, this is not to say that the content ID or the copyright system shouldn't exist at all. Well, when people are being ripped off, people should be able to do something about it. Either whether you're a big corporation or a small person like me. If and nobody's really arguing that. That's just the thing. Nobody's really arguing it. What everybody is saying is that this problem that we're having now is getting to a point where it's being used to silence people, and before that comes off as a crazy conspiracy theory, no, that is actually what's happening to a lot of different people now, is that people set up massive flagging campaigns or reporting campaigns to videos that differ from their own opinion. I mean, just, go out and look for those videos on YouTube. You will definitely find reports of this happening. That, in and of itself, should be reason for a complete overhaul of the whole system. It's being used to silence people. It's also being used to abuse people. It's also being used to rip off people, where people don't make nearly as much money on the videos that they should, simply because of the waiting period between people releasing a claim. So YouTube, where's the fair use? This isn't right. One thing that I believe that should curb a lot of the abusive behavior, if not stop it outright, is punishments for those who choose to use the copyright system in an abusive way. Whether you're trying to silence somebody because of a difference of opinion, or you're trying to rip somebody off, or whatever abusive behavior you're trying to do, shouldn't matter. You should definitely get punished for it, either be prevented from using the copyright flagging system, or have it be under some sort of more intensive review or audit. But there should be a punishment, definitely, for these kinds of abusive behavior. Now, before I get anywhere further along, the next video that I'm going to be doing, like I said earlier, is going to likely provoke a very large institution under Title 17 of the U.S. Code, you know, the part of the code that deals with copyright. And under those very same provisions that I've been talking about, under fair use, I should be allowed to do the next video that I'm about to do. But I have a feeling that it's going to be contested, and for largely the reason you might expect. I'm probably about to be silenced over it. So, with that, all that, with the question, where's the fair use, y'all have a good day.